Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I'm working on Art Journal page 10. The prompt is pasty, so to me that means glue things on. So I am using jelly print cleanup papers, and they're actually deli paper that I just used after doing prints on my jelly plate and that I thought were kind of interesting, had some interesting textures. So there's a few of them, and I've just torn them up into chunks, and we're just going to put it all over the page for background. Oops. Gotta get that thing to stick. There we go. You can see the little black squares on there. I also cleaned off one of the makeup sponges I was using for another project, and I just blotted it off onto the same deli paper that I had used to clean up the jelly plate with. And I think it makes kind of an interesting background paper. And now I'm using one of the other papers. I think there ends up being 3 different sheets of deli paper that I use. They all are in the basic, similar color ranges, sort of, I guess. Sort of. And now I've filled up most of the white space. Last piece in there. Alright, now this one was also a cleanup paper, but I also cleaned up some stamps that I had made. And there's a video on that further back. But I thought I'd cut out the birds that I'd stamped on there. And then I decided to make it show up, I'd paint white on the back of it so that when I put it down on top of the other colors, it will stand out. Now I am just using a card and spreading some burnt umber. The brand is Pearl, and it's acrylic. It's like a really heavy, thick, pasty type paint. I got it on the clearance section at Tuesday Morning. Somebody had mentioned that on YouTube, so I went to Tuesday Morning and went hunting for paint. I could find quite a few browns, but not much else. But I just wish it was somewhere between my work and my house instead of out of my way. But so I don't go there very often. And I'm just darkening the edges. So just kind of frame it all in. I think I just keep adding more and more brown. Now this is Dilutions paint. It's Lemon Zest. It was part of a kit that I was given. I'd never used Dilutions paints before. The big open jar makes me a little nervous, but it was fun to use, but I thought the yellow was too strong. So there's the bird, and now I'm cutting out a few more. These ones I don't back with white, but they're darker stamps, so once that's dry, I decided to put some branches and leaves for them to be kind of sitting on. And this color is called Ocean Breeze by Craftsmart. I really kind of like the color. I started drawing leaves and I think they're a little bit big. Oh, maybe I do it later. So now I'm outlining. I'm just using Sharpie white marker to do that bird. And then the black Sharpie to do the other birds because they're dark. Here's where I get into painting some leaves and branches. And I'm doing this with the back end of the brush. This is not with the bristle part of the brush. So it's a little bit awkward. But I wanted that roughness and kind of not even. I decided I don't like these big leaves. So I wipe them off with a baby wipe. Here they go. Bye-bye. And you can do that when you're using acrylic paint and the surface underneath is dry. So there I made some more with little leaves. And then this I just took the rubber mat that I use for making lots of textures, cut a little leaf shape out, and tried to make more leaves, but I don't know, they just look like blobs of paint. Some of them have a little bit of a leaf shape to them. And then I'm just going in with the black Sharpie and giving it some more lines just to make it look more twig-like and branch-like. And then put a little white in the bird's eyes. And then just doing a few more things with one of the Sharpies. I decided to just go all the way around it with that blue texture. I really like the colors. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was informative, give you some ideas. If you did like it, please hit like, that helps me a lot. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe.